Pride of Higara. This is Captain Soban of the fleet, Farron Shah. Looks like you could use a hand. Attention all Sobani, pick your targets and engage.
Hello everyone, this is Captain Soban. Welcome aboard to Starship Enterprise. It is Saturday. It is time for another Homeworld Mod Spotlight. Today we are checking out Stargate Space Conflict. So, I'm going to confess to you guys, I don't actually know a whole lot about Stargate. It's kind of surprising since I do play a lot of space games, so you'd think I would actually know some stuff about this. I've seen that series, like a couple episodes of that series where they got teleported onto a ship that was like flying through space at FTL, and they had to try to figure out what's going on with it because they couldn't get back to Earth, so they had to try to get the systems online and whatnot. It was a pretty good series. I haven't actually finished it or anything. I just remember a few episodes that I watched at the beginning of it. Anyways, that's enough talking about that stuff. This is a total conversion mod that completely gets rid of all the Homeworld stuff and is nothing but Stargate, which is pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about this universe, so this is going to be kind of interesting. You guys will actually be able to educate me a little bit. Anyways, from what I can tell, this mod is actually in development. Its last update was June 20th as of recording this, which the recording date for this video is March 27th. So if there's an update in the future, you guys will probably know about that. But they do have a Discord, they have a Facebook page and Instagram and everything, which I'll have in the video description so you guys can check out if you guys enjoy this mod. Anyways, let's get into it. So, there are two races we can use. The Homeworld Command, which is basically Earth, and then these guys, who I'm assuming, as I've kind of messed around with it, are evil pyramid people. We'll fight them, because I don't actually know a whole lot about them, but there are a couple cool things about this mod that I actually really enjoy. We're just going to do a 2v2, or 1v1, just so I can kind of show off the enemy. Put the enemy on standard, just because why not? Caps lock on medium. We'll set the starting resources on high so we can get things going quickly for the video. No resource injections. We'll put bounties on low. But as you can see over here, most of the game stuff is pretty much regular. This is all still Homeworld stuff. So, yeah. Start location. Let's keep that fixed. Strategy, AI strategy, normal. We could do dynamic, but we actually want to get some combat going because the combat's actually pretty cool in this game. But yeah, let's put the enemy on an enemy team and let's go ahead and get into the game. Okay, and boom, here comes our stuff. They come in from warp or hyperspace or whatever the FTL system is in this game, or in the Stargate universe, and they come on in. So, as the Homeworld team, you start out with two things, kind of like just like how on any Homeworld game. You got your space station, which is your mothership, and you got your carrier, which is your carrier. One thing I do like about this game is, as you can see this little symbol right here, this is our built-in shield generator, or shields, I guess. And as your ship takes damage, it damages the shield first. Once the shields are depleted, then it starts taking hull damage. I really like that. That's a really cool feature, or really cool way to integrate shields into the into Homeworld. Which I kind of hope the Star Trek mod actually integrates that, since, you know, Star Trek things have shields. But that'll take a lot of rebalancing. Anyways, these over here are our little resource collectors. They just have a big drill in the front. They have solar panels on top too. Like, the details to these models are actually really cool. I kind of like them. So kudos to the mod team, or yeah, to the mod team. Actually got all this going. Now, one thing is, none of these guys actually have voices, which is kind of, you know, but again, mod's in development, so I'm sure that's on the list way down the line. And this is what the carrier looks like. It's got solar panels over there, little radar tower, a bunch of, I'm assuming this is hydrogen or oxygen tanks to, you know, keep the carrier nice and good. It's got docking bays on the bottom for the resource collectors. Pretty cool. Now, how the skirmish mode works in this game, you actually go through like the entire storyline of the Stargate series through your research tree. So our first thing we have to do is the Abydos catastrophe. Kurtachi? I don't know what that word is. I'm horrible at pronouncing things. But this is the DSG-1 discovers a wide network of stargates. So if we research this, we'll discover stargates. Now, these researches actually don't really do anything in the game. They just unlock different things for you to do. It's like new ships you can build or research, new upgrades you can do. But the research tree goes through the entire phases of the Star Trek Stargate series. So we got that done. Now we have to build a research module. And then once we have a research module, we can do the next line of research.
Resources transferred. Let's go.
Now, one thing about these guys is they are backwards. That drill is supposed to be facing that way, not this way. And I think that's just the way they work, because they kind of dock at an odd angle. Let me see if I can find one of the collectors. Yeah, this one's getting ready to dock.
Cells at full capacity.
So they'll attach to the bottom, just like that. I don't know if that has anything to do with the harvesters being weird. It might.
New research available.
But yeah, they don't harvest the correct way. They harvest with their butts, not their faces. Kind of weird. Anyways, we got our research thing built. Now we can do the next research, which is discovery Naquadah. A Eureka, a new element has been added to the periodic table. So in the Star Trek universe, we have now discovered the Eureka, Erica element, which from that, I think that's actually one of our moons on Jupiter? Saturn? One of those planets? I should actually know that, but I don't. And apparently we discovered a new element on that planet, which is interesting.
New research available. Research.
Now we still can't build anything. We got our fighter facility built, but we don't know how to build fighters yet. We can build a resource collector and refinery. I could build our weapon control module, but I don't think we have the ability to use it yet. So now our next research is enhancing Mark 12, a warheads with Naquadah. So acquiring Naquadah, the new element that we just discovered, to develop more enhanced Naquadah warheads. So we are pretty much developing the weapon system for our fighters right now. So this probably, for this mod, if you're the type of person that likes a lot of fast-paced things, this mod is not for you. These skirmish missions are really, really slow because we have to go through the entire research tree and discover the stuff that we need in order to actually build our fighters and corvettes. So yeah, this is not a fast mod. Okay, so now that we know how to make those warheads, we can now make the Def Glider. SG-1, actually, woohoo, so we can build our defense platform still. So the SG-1 steals a Def Glider from an hack-tack during Polypus attack on Earth. So apparently there was some sort of invasion on Earth, which was probably the first invasion, and we discovered some new things that we can use for our ships. But we can build our defense platform. I'm gonna go ahead and build one of those. Now, unfortunately, defense platforms don't work like they do in Complex. You can only move them once, and they work like Homeworld 2. Which is, I mean, I guess I understand. They are defense platforms. But I like Complex's implementation where you can move defense platforms everywhere that just move slower than normal. Okay, so now that we have that researched and we have figured out how to actually put weapons on our ships, we can now research the X-301 project. A hybrid craft made of a combination of Def Glider and Earth technology to create the first human fighter and bomber. So this will unlock our first ship, which will allow us to build these ones right here. And these are our bombers. These actually aren't really good against fighters. I do find it kind of interesting that we get our bombers first, then our fighters. But I guess if you take the Stargate storyline that it's going through in the research tree, we have to figure out how to fight off these giant capital ships before we can take care of the little fighters. Because I think in this storyline, our Earth defenses can still take care of the fighters, but they can't, handle the large capital ships bombing our planet. Again, I've only seen like 4 episodes of Stargate. All this storyline I'm talking about is probably completely wrong. I'm just going by what I imagine from the research tree. So take whatever I say about the storyline with a grain of salt. Anyways, let's build us a couple of fighters. Now that we got that researched, we can also upgrade our defense systems to something a little bit better. We might also... I think platforms are expensive. But let's move you over here. Let's get that going. And now that we can actually build fighters, we can build our fighter bay on our carrier so we can get some of those going. Okay, so now next in the storyline, the Alliance of Tarkra. Necessary measure to defeat the Gonards. I believe this is still during the invasion, or this might be after the invasion. And now we're like, okay, there are powerful species out there. We need to figure out a way to improve our technology, and we'll do it through diplomacy. But anyways, here's the little defense platform.
Stand by for acquisition and transfer.
Does a lot of damage for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but it's got 2, I'm assuming those are Gatling guns. I think there's 2 more on the bottom. Solar panels for power. I don't think it has a built-in shield generator. No, it doesn't. It's got another whole thing over here too.
Research complete.
Cool.
New research available.
And we upgraded our platform. I'm not entirely sure what that did because I was bad and I didn't read it. I just saw defense platform upgrade. Do it. But I believe it unlocks one of the weapons. Because the one thing that I have noticed about this mod, if you see right here this weapon damage, this is based off of how much damage this ship's going to do when all its weapons are unlocked. As you go through the research tree, you unlock more and more weapons of your platforms and big ships once we get to that point. And yeah, this doesn't like go down because you can't use those weapons. So that's something that they could probably work on.
Moving on.
Anyways, our next research is a study of Nadra reactors. So now we're starting to build reactors out of that new material that we found on that planet that's from Jupiter, or moon that's from Jupiter or Saturn. So Samantha Carter, I know that name. That's from Stargate. Good to know. Samantha Carter studies the Orbion Naquita reactors. So she is studying how reactors would work with that element, I'm assuming. And I believe this would be one of our first techs that allow us to start building larger ships, other than fighters. Or not even fighters. Oh, we have our bombers.
Group 2 designated.
So let's go ahead and move these guys over. And then these over here are X-301 bombers. Again, I really like the models. They look really, really good. These torpedo things here aren't actually modeled, or they're modeled, but I don't know if they actually use them. I have done a playthrough before doing this recording, but I don't know if they actually use these.
Research complete. New research available.
Okay, so we got that research built. Now we can get stealth technology. Allows the use of Tekla equipped with Tekla's stealth technology, which I guess we discovered by doing research on the reactors. This will unlock our scouts.
Research complete.
There we go. Their scouts have the ability to cloak, they have their own built-in shield generator, and they have a hyperdrive. Because our fighters don't have a whole lot of health. So we'll build one, so I can kind of show those off for you guys. We'll move the platform over here. Okay. So now, since we studied the reactors, now our next one is actually build the reactors. Thanks to the study of the Orbiton Nequida reactors, Dr. McKay manages to create the reactors. So now he's actually going to construct the reactors, and this will allow us to start building larger ships. Or at least, you know, start the process of building larger ships. Like I said, a lot of research to do in this mod. Okay. Now that we got that research done, we can now improve the aiming controls of our platform so we can hit things a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now our next research is the trinium mine. SG Teams discovers a planet abundant with trinium and starts their mining process. So we found, I guess this will be another new element of, or maybe it might be part of the new element that we found.
Upgrade complete.
Or this might be an abandoned thing. Again, I need to watch Stargate so I can actually understand this. But basically, this, I can understand it from the concept of this. This will allow us to make better hulls and whatnot so we can build larger ships. So this is still part of the process of getting all that done. Because we got the reactor, we got the weapons, we just don't have the hull to build large ships yet. Well, this right here is our little scout. Again, all the ships look really, really cool in this mod. This game doesn't actually have an engine. Interesting. Our scout does no damage, has a decent amount of health, and moves pretty quickly.
Research complete.
He can cloak himself if he really needs to. Never mind, that's not cloak, that's a censored ping. Ignore everything I just said. Okay, so now that we got that done, we can now build our F-302s. So, recent discovery, the SGC allowed the development of a new fighter interceptor type, the XXO2, entirely made by Earth. So we mined that tritanium, or tritium, however you pronounce it, brought it back to Earth, and now we're going to use it to build our fighter class ships. Alrighty. So now we are building our F-302 fighters, Earth's multi-role attack starfighter. These are good against fighters and corvettes. Not good against large capital ships. That's what the X-301's for. So now, I don't think there's anything else. Our next research is the Nagridia discovery. So acquiring Nagria thanks to Jonas Quinn. Now we're getting to the point where I have no clue what's going on in the research tree. I'm assuming this might be a new planet, I think. A new planet discovery through the Stargates. That would be my guess. But anyways, here is our little F-302 bomber, or fighter, which to me looks like a heavily modified F-15 fighter. I think that's what this is actually based off of. But these are your ships that you'll be used against other fighters. Because I can keep it zoomed in. Alright, so now that we got, oh my god, hello. We have incoming! Fortunately, they're all fighters.
All stations reported by the numbers.
Alright,
Sector laid in.
so here's a little bit of the combat. Oh hey, enemy has something big out here. It's a triangle of death.
Bounty received.
Group 2? Kill that thing.
Capital ship.
So anyways, we now can improve our alliance with the Asgard or develop hyperspace. Let's get that going. Get our treaties going.
Bounty received.
Okay, space station, you build me some...
Destroyed.
Oh man. Well, this did not go according to plan. Note to self. I haven't actually played these guys, I've only played the Homeworld ones. I kind of just added these guys in so that we would have something else cool to fight. Oh my god, they have beam technology already. Or is that us? Is that us fighting them? That's us fighting them. Okay. Cool. Unfortunately, they destroyed most of our
Research available.
operations.
Moving to
But good to know that these platforms can actually survive a fight. But yeah, the combat in this mod is actually pretty darn cool. So here's our little defense platform. It's going crazy with all of its turrets, shooting everything. Did we get our research done? Oh, we did. So we have our alliance thing now. Now we need to get the Asgard shield technology, which will improve our shields. I also don't have a capital ship facility on our space station yet. I didn't know these platforms can actually... I was actually a little worried. Oh, I didn't realize they had that much health. Holy crap. I was a little worried about these platforms, why they were so expensive, but they're definitely worth it. They can handle it. They can't handle these little fighter dudes. So it seems like these fighters actually can't do enough damage, so we don't have to worry too much about them at the moment. Okay, so the next one is the Sirican technology. The study of the Sirican ionic engine allows the Earth to develop new engines for the Prometheus. Now the Prometheus is our first large ship we can build, first operational large combat ship.
New research available.
These guys are good against fighters, corvettes, and frigates. This is a destroyer class. We actually don't have any frigate class ships in this mod. Kind of weird, but again, haven't really seen Stargate, so don't really know why.
Research complete. New upgrades available.
Okay. And now we need to train cadets, right? Oh, we need the hyperdrive. So develop hyperspace.
Moving to intercept.
So much stuff going on around here. As you can tell, these defense platforms are good against large ships. They're not good against fighters. Although the fighters can't really do enough damage to really kill them. Alright, well anyways. Space station, if you don't mind. Go ahead. After you get these fighters built, build me a couple... should we rebuild our carrier? Oh wait, I think we can build resource collectors from our refineries, or I might be thinking of a different one. I think I'm thinking of a different one. Now, one glitch I have noticed that if these guys try to dock in with the space station, I don't think there's an area for them to dock, so they just sit here doing nothing. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind.
Research complete.
Okay, hyperspace is now developed. We still need something else. I think it's the training cadets. I think we have to do that, and then we can finally start building our large ships. Alright, mobile refinery.
No problem. This is a cakewalk.
Move you down here. Our space station can also move in this game too. I'm not sure if it's supposed to, but it can totally move if you need it to. Ah, there we go. So yeah, now we can actually research the X303 chassis, which is extremely cheap. Not sure why, but it is. Probably because we've already done all the storyline research.
Research complete.
And we just need to
New
develop it.
upgrades available.
Okay, and now we can start building our Prometheus. So, from now, we can continue researching the storyline, which is Homeworld Command. Homeworld Command is one of the unified commands responsible for the defense of Earth. General George S. Hamold was its first commander. So this is when Earth is starting to combine forces, and now we have like a unified Earth establishment. That's at least my theory behind it. Okay, now that that's done, we can start learning to refine trinium. Newly refined process has been developed to supply Earth's shipyards with trilinium. And then we can start exploring Atlantis, which goes into the Atlantis storyline, obviously. But we need... we need to actually build a hyperdrive module on our space station so that we can start building our shipyard. I think we're up to the point where we can start building our large ships. We did get our Prometheus done. He is up and operational. Prometheus comes with 3 integrated things. We have an integrated hyperdrive, integrated shield generator, and integrated engines. I think the engines work the same way they do in Homeworld. Disable your engines, can't do anything. Shields must go down first before the hull can actually be damaged. And same thing with the hyperdrive. You can disable the hyperdrive and then the guy can't actually, hyperspace away. I'm kind of surprised Homeworld 2 never went with that. I mean, I understand why it was a module, because once you destroy the module, then he can't hyperspace at all. But I kind of like the idea of it acting like engines, where you can disable it, prevent them from hyperspacing, and then they have to wait for repairs, and then they can actually use it. Okay. Now, we can only build one of these, which kind of sucks. So we have to make sure these things last as long as possible. Oh wait, I think I have to research. Yeah, I gotta research the Shipyard project. You get over here, you know you can't dock into the space station.
Upgrade.
I do kind of wish they make it to where either they add a docking port to the space station or make it to where we can't actually use the space station for docking. So most of this mod, like I said, I don't think there's actual frigate class ships. There's only fighters and capital ships in this game. So you do want to make sure that you escort your capital ships with your fighters. You don't really want to go in with a whole bunch of capital ships because they don't really give you a whole lot of capital ships to use. Because like the Prometheus, we can only have one of them. And the other capital ships, I believe you can only have one of them. So you have to make sure you use your resources wisely, use your strategies wisely, and keep these ships alive because they are expensive. This one I think was 1,750 and it's the cheapest capital ship you'll get. So yeah. Anyways, time to build our shipyard. I believe once we get some more resources built up. But I'm also finding out why these platforms are so expensive. I mean, the more and more I think about it, it makes sense why they actually, you know, can't move much because they have a lot of firepower with them. These guys are also the upgraded ones, so the ones that weren't upgraded probably weren't too bad. But it does suck because I do kind of wish I could move these guys. But once they're moved, they act like Homeworld 2. You can't use them anymore. Oh, hello. Hey, our shipyard just arrived. I was busy messing around with the Prometheus, and all of a sudden the shipyard just appeared out of hyperspace. Alright, we'll take a look at it in the moment. At the moment, I do need to micromanage the Prometheus, make sure he doesn't actually hit our space station. Anyways, here is our shipyard. It looks pretty cool. It's got a bunch of solar panels over there on that side. A big area for all the ships to come out when they're built. But anyways, we in our shipyard we can build our big ships. So the BC-304, which is our Earth battle cruiser, and the Odyssey, which is basically it's kind of the same as the BC-304, just with a little bit more firepower. Like honestly, these two don't really have a difference. I think this one has better shields. But other than that, they're pretty much the same. So anyways, let's go ahead and build our capital ship facility. We can go ahead and actually start researching our battle cruiser. We have the technology to do that. And then we'll start getting things going. Okay, also another thing I want to let you guys know, the space station is considered your mothership. It even says it over here. If you ever lose your space station, you can actually rebuild it from your shipyard. I believe it's very expensive. It's like 9,000 or something. But yeah, if you ever lose your space station, you can rebuild it here. Anyways, our battle cruiser, which is a little expensive, is now ready. So we will go ahead and start researching that, or building that. Now, I don't believe I have the beam weapons working on the battlecruiser yet. We have to continue going through the research storyline. But we can get the Odyssey. We can already get that, indeed. We have to continue going through the storyline in order to do that. The enemy's going to keep hounding us, and I kind of want to show off the other ships before I end this video. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly restart, because I don't think we have the firepower to take this guy down. I don't have the economy to really build anything right now, because again, I wasn't really trying. But his shields came down. Hang on, we might have a chance. Let's see how much. I want to see how much health he has. Oh, he's actually dying. Okay, we might still be able to pull this around if I can get some more harvesters rebuilt. Okay, yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to handle 2 of these things. Well, I tried to get my economy going so I can get a battlecruiser going for you guys, but I don't think that's gonna happen against a normal. I probably should have focused more on building things. But only reason I did it is because this is a show-off video. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna restart real quick. I'm gonna get back up to where we are. We're gonna build the battlecruisers and try to wipe out the enemy. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, welcome back. So I've restarted. We have a crap ton of resources. The enemy is finally attacking, and this right here is our battlecruiser, or BC-304. Now, he doesn't have his main guns upgraded because I haven't got done with all the research yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. But yeah, now we have something that can actually fight all these. And if we lose our harvesters, that's fine. We got enough money. I just wanted to quickly get going and get all that going.
1 copies.
Our fighters are actually dying pretty quickly. I need to probably improve my... Never mind, we're not that far in the research yet. But anyways, it looks like our guys are handling everything pretty well.
Holding pattern locked.
Research complete.
I also put the enemies on an easier difficulty instead of normal. Just so it'd be easier to show things off, but it definitely does look like the AI is working pretty hard. Pretty good. I also totally forgot to show off these ships. These are the Assault Teltax, which basically look like a bigger version of the Scout. Actually, I think they're the same thing as the Scout. This probably isn't quite implemented yet, but these are pretty much your infiltration vessels. We use these to capture ships. Let's get over here. Get rid of all these. But yeah, anyways, this is our battlecruiser. I think it has the same things as the Prometheus: a built-in hyperdrive, built-in engines, and a built-in shield generator. It shoots lots of missiles, and I believe it is good against... I mean, it would make sense, good against capital ships. And we're also building Odyssey at the moment, so I can show that off. Yeah, frigates and capital ships. And our fighters are not really good against these types. Interesting. So now with that research that we did, we're going to get the intergalactic bridge, which created by Samantha Carter and Rodney McKay. This intergalactic gate bridge allows Atlantis to be supplied with pizzas. So we're setting up supply chains for Atlantis. I like how the fact it says they're supplied with pizzas. And we can also increase our collector capacity and their ability to collect, have a larger cargo bay. And we can also upgrade our capital ship's engine. We can also get jumpers, only if we had a way to bring some in the Milky Way. I don't really know what the jumpers are. We're gonna go ahead and research and build it real quick. I believe, let's see, a jumper is a Corvette class. I don't remember who can actually build the jumpers.
Research complete. Group 2 under attack.
Oh.
Attack complete.
And here, right here is the Odyssey, which, as you can see, looks pretty similar to the battlecruiser. I believe this is just a bigger, buffed version of the battlecruiser. Because we compare them, the Odyssey goes 50 meters per second faster, has about 1,300 more damage. Its hull is the same, but according to the description, it has a more powerful shield generator, so it can absorb more damage before its shields fail. Pretty cool. And now I'm gonna keep getting our research done until we get completely through the research tree. Now we are researching the Assyrians' invasion of Atlantis. So Atlantis is taken back from the Assyrians, which allow Earth to acquire 3 ZPMs. So someone attacks Atlantis, we go to war with them, and we acquire new technology from the war. And this, I believe, will allow us to unlock beams. Yep, the Asgard beam, which all it says is a $sign. This is actually a glitch. Asgard's mass suicide, because after this, I believe, unlocks the beam technology that we learn from, I guess, the massacre that happened at that war. Which again, I haven't seen much Stargates, so I don't know what to actually reference this stuff with. But I believe also the one thing I have noticed that I don't really like too much about this mod is that we are very limited to how much we can build. Like I can build 2 battle cruisers, an Odyssey, 1 Prometheus, and that's about it when it comes to capital ships. And that's even with my capacities higher. Same thing with fighters. Like I would have had a larger fighter group to fight off that attack, but that's as big as a group as I could actually handle. So there's still definitely balancing issues that has to go on with this mod, but again, it's in development. I'm sure it's part of the whole, you know, checklist of stuff they want to do. So it'll just happen with time.
Complete. New upgrades available.
All right, so now that we have that, we have the actual Asgard beam from after going through the massacre. So this reproduces the Asgard beam weapons. This is the technology we learned from the Atlantis War. And then that will be implemented into our battle cruisers, so they have beams that are really good against capital ships. And then once we get that built, oh, that's the space station. I was like, didn't I have another battle cruiser built? Or in queue? Once we get that built, we will go ahead and tell our space station to build us a bunch of fighters. And we will go ahead and get our group together and we will try to fight the enemy, and that'll probably be the end of the video once we go to war and try to beat the enemy. Oh yeah, I haven't built the Midway project station yet. So let's go ahead and do that, and then let's go ahead and get our beam upgrade going. So reproducing Asgard beam weapons, engineers have been able to duplicate Asgard beam weapons and integrate them into all BC-304 battle cruisers. And then same with the Odyssey. Before their mass suicide, the Asgard installed plasma beam weapons in the Odyssey. So we'll be able to get those. And we can upgrade our engines, refit the fleet. Ooh. Alright, so we can refit the fleet with, okay.
Research complete.
Cool. Didn't know about that one. But now, let's go ahead and build the Midway. I believe the Midway is what I can build the jump things from, which I don't really know what that does. We'll find out here soon enough though. I do also think harvesters need a buff, because I think I had the maximum amount of harvesters that I could actually build, but after that one sweep of enemies come through, they wiped out all of my harvesters. So yeah, there's a lot of balancing that needs to happen in this mod, but like I said, it's in development. This is probably really early in the mod's final form, so I'm not going to complain too much. I'm just happy there's actually like a Stargate mod that actually works. Alrighty, the Midway station is complete. More enemies coming in. You guys take care of them.
Coordinates locked in.
Oh yeah, my next battle cruiser is built.
Attack run initiated.
There it is. So this is the Midway station.
Upgrade.
Let's go ahead and move it out. It's got some built-in. Oh yeah, you're where I can build the jumpers from. Let's go ahead, build a couple of the jumpers. Small ancient exploration ship. Strong against fighters, corvettes, and frigates. I think these are like, it says drone launchers. So we'll see. We'll see how they work. Anyways, we have a capital ship down here. Let's go ahead and take care of it. There go the beam weapons. Wow, once his shields fail, he dies quick.
Lock all weapons on target.
Battle cruiser, you get over here.
Bounty received.
Evasive, move.
Upgrade complete.
Thank you. And here's the little jumper. Yeah. He does launch a couple little drones. That's cool.
Bounty received.
Yeah, build me a couple of those.
Bounty received.
And we are done with research, so let's go ahead and gather our party.
Bounty received.
Once we take care of all this. Hee
Bounty
little
received.
jumpers. Looks like our shields are starting to come back online on him. Now, I believe the way this mod works is you'll continue to take hull damage until the shield reaches a certain point, which I think is 50%, and then the shield will take back over.
Attack complete. Awaiting further orders.
Or maybe not. I don't know.
Bounty received.
I don't know. I haven't paid that much close attention to the combat. But anyways, let's see. The refit
Bounty received.
increased our health. I don't think it did much for damage. Oh wait, it did. Oh, it definitely did. We do a lot more damage now. So overall it gave us a damage buff and a health buff for getting those two research. I'm sure one was damage and one was health. Okay.
Bounty received.
So all you guys, I want you all to get together once we kill this last needler. Needler. Oh my god, he's being swarmed by those little drone dudes. Okay, so it looks like we have found their home base. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and finish this up.
Engage capital ship.
Our shipyard looks pretty darn cool. Just a giant gate portal thing. Here's one of their new generation battle things.
Bounty received.
We'll go ahead and take care of.
Contact.
Engage capital
A couple of little pyramid carriers.
Bounty received.
Yeah,
strike group. Stand down.
you don't really want anything in a strike group anymore. Jumpers, you take care of everything.
Bounty received.
You guys, group 1.
Group 1 assigned. Group 1 reports victory. Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Let's stay calm. Group 1 reporting.
You guys take care of the station.
Bounty received.
Actually, yep, there you go.
Enemy
Take care of the
neutralized.
carrier.
Awaiting orders. Attacking capital ship.
Well, they're busy with the jumpers and the Prometheus, which is taking a lot of damage. Actually, Prometheus, did you get upgraded? You didn't. Okay, so your research tree is different.
Target
Okay.
confirmed.
I do like these beams that these big ships have. They're pretty cool.
Bounty received.
Everyone evasive, move.
Defeated the enemy.
Ignore everything.
Bounty received.
We need to get here. I know the station's right here. I think he just cloaked himself. Or I might have killed the station not knowing about it. Alright, Prometheus,
Under attack.
you take care of those. There are harvesters over here.
Lock all weapons.
Let's go ahead and take care of them. But yeah, basically guys, this has been the Stargate Space Conflict Milky Way mod. I hope you guys enjoy this. Again, I will have all the social stuff in the video description, so you guys can check that out if you want to. But that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoy this. Please leave a like if you did. If you like what I do, consider subscribing, and I will check you guys out in the next video. Let me try to, there we go. So I have a thumbnail for this video. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, this is Captain Soban signing out.
The Faker have arrived. Emergency hyperspace procedures initiated. The mothership must survive.